In 2008, Bethesda gave us Fallout 3, and in 2015, Bethesda gave us Fallout 4, but what exactly changed over the years when it comes to attention to detail? Or any other kind of crazy comparison I can think of. Let's begin. This is a bucket, and as you can see, it's bulletproof, but we're going to put that to the test. Beginning with Fallout 3, and as you can see, the buckets don't really want to go on people's heads, so I tried again with something bigger like a trash can, but that didn't work either. So I laid the bucket in front of Gob to see if it would stop a bullet. Holy shit, it's stuck in the wall. But then I got the trash can to work, and the verdict is bulletproof. Moving on now to Fallout 4, which is much easier to get the buckets on people's heads. And then I took a shot. But as you can see, it works here too. And on a side note, another really cool detail I noticed is actually with the power armor, and in Fallout 3, whenever you shoot somebody with power armor, they eventually just kinda die. But in Fallout 4, whenever people in power armor start taking damage, you can actually see the pieces of the power armor start to break and fall off until the chassis underneath is all that remains, and I think that's pretty sweet. In the Fallout games, you come across these Pulaski preservation shelters all the time. Atomic protection on a budget. But just how effective are these things from shielding you from damage? I began in Fallout 3 by tossing a frag grenade inside and shutting the door. And it actually did stop me from taking damage. But to truly test these shelters, I decided to set off an atomic explosion with a car outside the shelter and shield myself inside to see if I would survive. But as you can see, I did take damage from the explosion. I tried both of these tests in Fallout 4 as well, and as you can see, it stopped all the frag grenade damage, but also it stopped all the damage from the atomic car explosion. So not bad atomic protection if you're on a budget. Moving on, and as you can see, I'm taking some pretty heavy fire from these super mutants, so I wondered, will a human shield actually protect me? And as you can see in Fallout 3, whenever I hold the human shield just right, the super mutants actually try to step to the side of my human shield to get a better shot. Almost like my shield is blocking the line of sight. While in Fallout 4, the human shield didn't really stop the enemies from shooting, though the enemies in Fallout 4 are constantly moving around, so maybe they had a better line of sight, or maybe they just don't care about human shields. I don't know. So moving on to my next experiment, in Fallout 3, I wanted to see if I put a landmine inside of a metal bucket, would the bucket protect the people from the damage? But as you can see, you can't put anything inside of a bucket or a trash can in Fallout 3, it just doesn't work. So then I had the thought, what if I put the bucket on top of the landmine? Would that stop anybody from getting hurt? Nope. So I tried this out in Fallout 4, and as you can see, landmines do go into the bucket. So we're off to a great start. But the bucket didn't protect anybody. So I tried again with the bucket on top. Still no luck. But then I had the idea, what if I put a metal cooking pot on top of the bucket like a lid? And what do you know? Everyone is just fine. So moving on, and as you know, in the Fallout games, power armor is supposed to keep you safe. But in the older Fallout games, can it save you from the impact of freefall? Nope. So I tested this out in Fallout 4, and as you can see, fall damage is completely negated by your power armor, which is probably the way it should be. But power armor doesn't protect the people you land on. As you can see, these people are kind of pissed. Another power armor experiment I wanted to see is if in the older Fallout games, can you drown while wearing power armor? And first of all, it looks pretty hilarious seeing your character tread water and power armor. And secondly, you can drown while wearing power armor. And third, it's pretty ridiculous that you float even though you weigh like a ton. And so I tested this out in Fallout 4, and interestingly, you can actually survive underwater for a very long time if you're wearing power armor. But eventually you will drown. But what I found interesting is that if you remove the helmet from your power armor, you drown much more quickly. Oh, and also, you don't float, which, duh. And with my next experiment, it basically focused around the fact that I found a teeter totter, and I wanted to see if the teeter totter physics actually worked. But in Fallout 3, as you can see, it doesn't work at all. But they most definitely work in Fallout 4. And I even found a friend to participate. Yay! Oh, I love this game. And with this next comparison, I wanted to see what would happen between the two games if I fired a mini nuke straight up. Would it come straight back down? And as you can see in Fallout 3, it doesn't come straight back down, but it does land close enough to kill you. Whereas in Fallout 4, if I fire the mini nuke straight up into the air, not only does it go much higher up into the air and takes longer to reach the ground, it also doesn't land anywhere near you. And speaking of explosions, this might be one of the coolest explosions I've seen in a Fallout game.
Okay, that was sick.
So sneaking is difficult in Fallout 3. As you can see, this ghoul saw me from a mile away just because he looked in my direction. But with this comparison, I want to see if the music from your Pip-Boy radio would actually alert enemies to your presence. And as you can see here in Fallout 3, they obviously can't hear my radio. But it really doesn't matter because they'll find you anyway. So I tested this in Fallout 4 as I snuck up on this ghoul, and as you can see, he cannot hear my radio from the bottom of these stairs. I tested this with another sleeping ghoul, and he also couldn't hear me. I even threw beer bottles at him and he wouldn't wake up. But good God, if you touch those dangling cans, everyone in town will hear you. So as you know, in the Fallout games, you can pick things up. So I wondered, can I put landmines inside of something like a shopping cart and then carry it to the enemies to destroy them? But as you can see, you can't put the landmines inside the shopping cart. They just kind of balance on top of them, which is weird. And the landmines themselves also lock down the object that they land on top of, so I can't move the shopping cart at all anymore. So I tried this in Fallout 4, and as you can see, I can get the landmines inside the shopping cart, but just like Fallout 3, it locks the shopping cart down and I can't move it. I also tried to test this with a bucket, but after a while trying to move the bucket, it eventually set the landmine off and it blew up in my face, so yeah, didn't really work. And on that note, I also tried to see if I could rob a store by filling a bucket or a trash can full of stolen goods and then running away with it, but as you can see, you can't actually put items inside of a bucket or even a trash can in Fallout 3. But whenever I tried this in Fallout 4, I actually could get stolen goods inside of the bucket, but whenever I went to pick the bucket up, the bucket would just fly towards my character's face and the stuff would go flying everywhere. It also did this every single time I tried.
Damn.
And to end this video, I wanted to see if I shot a mini nuke up into the air, if I could fly up into the air with my power armor and intercept the mini nuke like the Iron Giant, and it actually worked! But unlike the Iron Giant, people kinda died. Well guys, you made it to the end. Thank you for watching this direct comparison of Fallout 3 versus Fallout 4 when it comes to these crazy scenarios. This video was a ton of fun to make, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed making it for you guys. And if you guys have any crazy comparisons you would want to see in videos like this, let me know down in the comments. The crazier the comparison, the more fun it'll be to film and put it into a future video, whether it's in Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Red Dead, Grand Theft Auto, anything. Let me know. If it's good enough, I'll feature it in a future video. But guys, that's all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy it, be sure to drop a like on the video because it helps the video reach new fans, which is always a great thing. I also make new videos like this one that you're watching right now every single week, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.